Sveiki 15 min žiūrovai. Šiuo metu apie 200 žmonių yra pagrobti ir laikomi Hamas smogikų įkaitais Gazos Ruože. Vienas iš tokių žmonių, kurio artimai pagrobė Hamas grupuotė, pasidalino žinia, jog savo sūnėną jis atpažino iš Hamas skleidžiamų vaizdo įrašų, kuriuose matomi žiaurūs vaizdai su įkalintais įkaitais. Netrukus pamatysite vieną iš tokių įrašų, iš kurio jis atpažino savo sūnėną. Šiandien mūsų pašnekovas tiesiogiai iš Izraelio pasidalins gyvaisiais liudijimais. Hello, Aviram.
Hello, Ute. Good morning.
Good morning, you too. Your nephew, Almog, was one of the participants in a Supernova party festival on October 6th, when the next day he was captured and kidnapped by Hamas. Is that the last time you heard of your nephew?
Yes. He called his mother at about 7:45 a.m. He told her that there are missiles all over, they are shooting. He don't know what is going on, and he will call her every half an hour, and he love her, and he hang up. This is the last phone call from Almog. Hours later, at about noontime, we received a video clip that Hamas released, which we see there about 5 guys thrown on a floor in a dirty room. Some of them got beaten, some of them tied. All of them looks frightened, and Almog is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And speaking of this video, what kind of details or other characteristics confirm that this is your relative?
They took picture of him very closely, so we saw his face clearly. We saw his brace on his hand. He had a brace on his neck. It's Almog. Afterwards, we gave all the details to the police, the Israeli police, with the identification. 2 days after Saturday and Monday, the army confirmed us formally that Almog is one of the kidnapped.
Mm-hmm. And so far we have this video, and you had this last contact. Do you know what kind of conditions your nephew is in, or anything you've heard about?
Frankly, we don't know anything. We don't know his condition, his medical condition. We don't know if he's eating. We don't know if he's sleeping, if he's able to go to the toilet. We don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Since that video, it was almost 2 weeks ago, we have no fresh information or nothing new, and it's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to sleep on my very good bed in my house, and I have no idea where he's sleeping. If he's sleeping, we don't know anything.
Mm. I know you're in very close contact with his mother. How is she?
She's holding up. She's really okay. She's functioning very good, according to the situation. Most of the day, she's with people. If we are not in interviews, or we are not in meeting a government representative, she's all the time with people, with Almog's friends, with family, with her friends. She's surrounded with a lot of people, so she don't have time to think too much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of a roller coaster. It's all the time ups and downs. And I'm starting to feel it myself that's hard. When you have time to think, it's frustrating deeply.
Yeah. And you are in Israel yourself now. Would you tell us more about the atmosphere that's been going on in the past weeks?
There are two levels that I can describe. In one way, all the internal problems that we had disappeared, and everybody is recruit to deal with the situation. A lot of people doing a lot of things to the communities, to their communities. A lot of people went to the army. There is 150% of recruiting. It's everybody go. A lot of people are dealing with making sure that soldiers will have something to eat, beside what they get from the army. Lots of people are helping other people. I'm living in a kibbutz. We are living in an area of Arab villages or cities, and the kibbutz looks like a little base, a military base now, although we are not in the south or not in the north. And this is the other level. There is fear, general fear that what happened will happen in other places, and terrorists will come to our house, and our house can be everywhere in Israel. It's a small country surrounded, and yes, there is a fear. There are a lot of people who are afraid to go out of their houses.
And let's imagine if no horrific events as such have happened to your nephew, would you say he would be joining the army as well, or maybe you would imagine him helping me in any other way? Could you tell us more about him?
I will tell you. Almog left the army or finished the army service about 4 months ago. He worked in temporary jobs, and on the 8th of October, on Sunday after this Black Saturday, he had to start his first big serious job in a communication company in Israel, and he went to the party like end of the summer party. He had 4 months, he had a holiday, let's say, and now he took responsibility and wanted to celebrate the end of this period. And we know how it ended. Almog is a cool guy, like very much, he goes to a lot of parties. He like to drink, he like to meet his friends, he have lots of friends, a lot more than that I knew. He loves the good life, and now he's in a situation in the opposite to what he meant to be.
Is he alone in this, or maybe there are other people he knew or he knows that is with him?
I believe that now he knows the people with him, if he's with people. We don't know anything, so your imagination it's like my imagination. We don't know with whom he is or where he is. His friends that he came to the party with didn't survive. We buried his friend 2 days ago. So from his friends who were at the party, they have been murdered.
And right before this interview, you've shared me some information about your nephew. You've sent me a wonderful document with all the details and pictures and videos. We talked about the fact that maybe 10 days ago you've never talked to a journalist, and now it's like your daily job, your daily task. Is there anything else you would like to tell us about this story?
I would appreciate your help in two levels. One, what we ask now, what we demand from the Israeli government now and the European community is to help us open a humanitarian corridor to the kidnapped. Nobody knows their condition beside those video of Mia, Shem that we saw, that the Hamas released. We don't know the condition, we don't know anything about them. We want the Red Cross visit them. It's practical, it can be today, and we demand this corridor. This is one thing. The other message that I want to tell you is that we were arrogant. We, the Israelis, were arrogant. We thought we are strong. We didn't imagine that will arrive such a situation, and we thought the Hamas is weaker than it appears to be, and we got those big hit in the head from them. And I suggest you, the European community, to be aware and not to be arrogant like us, and deal with the Muslims, with the radical Muslim communities in Europe, because if you won't be awake now, you'll get the same strike that we got, or even bigger. So I suggest you to be aware. I really suggest you to be aware.
Mm-hmm. And the last question, today in the very early morning, we've read news that Joe Biden already shared that the corridor, the humanitarian aid corridor, will be open in Egypt. Is it promising to you, these news?
No. It's a corridor for the citizens of Gaza. It's not a corridor for the kidnapped. And as an Israeli family that are son been kidnapped, we don't understand how they open a humanitarian corridor to the citizens of Gaza while nobody visited our kidnapped in Gaza. So from my point of view, if they'll get any help from Red Cross or something, before that we need some information about our kidnapped. So from our point of view, it's a mistake. It's kind of a negotiation. If they get something, we'll get something. They can't get anything without something we get. Mm-hmm. This is the situation that, as I see it, and most of the Israelis, I believe, see it.
And in the most perfect scenario, what kind of parties could help you in your situation?
I didn't understand the question.
In the most perfect scenario, who would you expect you to help in this situation?
First of all, the Israeli government. We are Israelis, and we count the Israeli government to act. We demand them to act and bring him back. Is him and all the others, of course. We count on the Israeli government, and they should act, and they should act now. And those are the first one we demand. But we want help from all the European community. We want help from the European community because it's humanitarian and because you have to think about yourself. You are next.
Thank you for sharing your story. I hope you'll soon hear the news from your nephew. Thank you and take care.
I pray with you. Thank you very much.